遅いんですよ。だから多分稽古場とかでも、本場所でも刺しても勝てるかなっていうふうに思うんですけど、だからそういう体の動きになっちゃうんですよね。もったいないですけどね。
そこを勉強していかなければいけない。
そうですね。だからそこをやるのは平山さん苦しいんだ。
All right, there's Papayasu. He just got a win. He is at Maegashira 7 this tournament. He beat Oho, the Maegashira 6, to start his tournament off with a 1-0 record. Here is the very tall Hokuseiho from Hakuho Stable, also Maegashira 6 this tournament. His opponent Onosho is a Maegashira 5 this tournament. Hokuseiho in the light blue, Onosho in the red. And we are into the second half now of action. And we had the break. A lot of heavy rain all over Japan today, including my area. So NHK, if you remember, if you've been a member of my previous channel, they used to put up those blue borders around the screen and have all these weather updates, etc. on the screen. And they'd go to break for news, because I was watching, in the interim, I was watching NHK because I can turn on the English and hear about the injuries and updates and things like that. And we don't get that on Abema, so it's just pure, they just keep plowing on through. I guess they figure you're watching somewhere else for your news. They don't have to worry about it. So the sumo goes on unimpeded. I'm probably going to make this a double feature and include, after this match, I'll just keep running and go straight into the Ura versus Hiradoumi match. And then that man there coming into the arena now, Asanoyama, I'll stop the video and then start for his match, so it's all by itself. I think he's going to be a fairly popular, his videos are going to get good views this tournament. I think a lot of people are looking to him to possibly win the Yusho now that the two Ozeki are out of the running. And, he should have his fight against Terano Fuji. I'm not sure what condition Terano Fuji is in exactly, but, certainly had a great tournament in May, 14-1 championship. So, we'll just have to see how much the Sekewake step up and kind of fill in for the Ozeki. I'll probably mention this again, but the update on the Ozeki is for Kiribayama Kirishima. It's a rib injury that's giving him back pain and kind of, rib cage pain. And for Takekeisho, it's conditioning, and his knees are giving him problems. So both men need some time to recoup, and they will both be Karuban status in the next tournament. All right, they should throw salt one more time. Hokuseiho, of course, kind of just lumbering along, I guess would be an appropriate term. He, was Maegashira 11, went 8-7. He hasn't had a losing tournament in a long time. So that is impressive. He went from Juryo 2 in January, made his debut in March, got a 9-6, went up to Maegashira 11, got his 8-7. So not setting the world on fire, but he's getting the wins. And now he finds himself, obviously, at a career-high Maegashira 6. And we'll see if he can get at least 8 here again. He should start to fight some of the more top-ranked guys. With the two Ozeki being out, I wouldn't be surprised if he fights the Komusubi at least, and probably some of the Sekewake this tournament. And so that should be interesting to see how he does against some of the top rankers. His opponent, there in the red, Onosho, a veteran, been high up the Bansuke, currently at Maegashira 5. So we'll see how he can do this tournament. Okay, here we go.
ペンに持っていけるか、スピードの大野将、そして回しに手がかかるか、北西方です。回しに手がかかりました。乗り切りました北西方です。差しに行きました北西方。
いや、立ち合いね、大野将って速くてね、スピードとパワーで持ってくるんですけど、もう関係なく北西方の腰が降りてましたよね。ちょっとスローで見ていただければ、ちゃんとこう右から当たっていくんですよね。入れるって低くなってるんですよ、先場所より。
先場所とだいぶ違う立ち合いです。
全然違います。
これはちょっと脅威の存在じゃないですか。
これもうだから師匠の宮城野親方の、
うん、
ね、稽古方法ですよね。
なるほど。
All right, solid win for Hokuseiho to get his Nagoya campaign off to a good start. Onosho, of course, is a little bit older and has been around a lot longer. I did fine at Muse at Maegashira 9 last tournament, got an 8 and 7. He has been as high as Komusubi in his career, though. And for him, he obviously wants to get back to Sanyaku. So he's got to put up some good numbers here at Maegashira 5 to move up the Bansuke for the September tournament. All right, coming up next is Hiradoumi Ura. Hiradoumi is a Maegashira 5, taking on fan favorite Maegashira 4 Ura. There's Ura in his trademark pink. I think fans would be upset if he wasn't wearing pink for his Mawashi color. And Hiradoumi, let's find out some stuff about him. From Sakaigawa Heya, and he is, this is his high ranking ever. He's never been higher than Maegashira 5. His last couple tournaments, Maegashira 9, he went 7 and 8 in March, so they didn't demote him. He just kept being Maegashira 9. Then went 9 and 6 in May, so now he's up at this high water mark. He spent a couple tournaments down at Maegashira 16, but got a 10 and 5 in November of last year, so that propelled him up 6 ranks to Maegashira 10. So kind of a journeyman, just making his way in the top division. Anybody else in his stable? So he shares the stable with Sadano Umi and Miyogiru. So all 3 men in the top division. And a Juryo man, Sushi Manada. So there you go. So he's got some good sparring partners, but he's the highest ranked of the 3 men in the top division in his stable. And his opponent today here on day 1 is Ura. There'll be a lot of support. There it is, always from the ladies. They love Ura. So pink sign. Of course, you got to have his towel. And Ura, let's see, he's been high. He's never been Komusubi. His highest rank is Maegashira 1, which wasn't this year. It was a while ago. So he did get up to Maegashira 3 last November, Ura, but he went 4 and 11. He dropped down to Maegashira 7. Then he had a 9 and 6 at Maegashira 8, which put him up to Maegashira 4, which is where he is now. But he only got a 7 and 8 last tournament. They didn't demote him or promote him. They just kept him at Maegashira 4. And here he is in July of 2023. So just never know quite what to expect. Very entertaining Rikishi Ura. And a lot of the fans really, just think he's a lot of fun. Very cheerful fellow when they do interviews with him and fan interactions, etc. And so, a little bit of an underdog because of his size, but he's certainly much bigger than, say, Enho or Terutsuyoshi, that kind of group of smaller guys. Speaking of one of the smaller guys, Ishiura, I think I mentioned this last basho, has retired, and now he's going to become a coach at Hakuho's stable, and I believe inherit some of his elder stock. I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, but take over the name, one of the names of the stable, and I guess potentially be able to open his own eventually. All right, there is Ura's stats. 31 years old, 175 centimeters tall, 143 kg.
だから構え切る前に立ってしまいました。
ちょっと勝ち上げようとしてる平戸海の立ち合いですね。
裏はもちろんそれを見ていました。さあどんな立ち合いになるでしょうか。踏み込んだ平戸海、そして出ていく。押し出しました。突き倒しました。平戸海の勝ち。
じゃあアクションで、はい、スロー見てからですね。
はい。 まあ、結果的にこう一方的な感じの
一方的です
ね。
ね。一方的なんですけども、これ平戸海が考えてるんですよね。
ああ、そうですか。
はい。アクションいっちゃっていいですか？
どうでしょうかね。一回リプレイを見ておきましょう。
All right, so not a good start for Ura. Whenever he has to get down in that low crouch to try to get out of the situation, it rarely pays off. And Hiradoumi makes easy work of the man in pink to get his first win of the tournament. And we're getting the replay with the former Yokozuna and his assistant here, trying to show us some of the technique in their little mini dohyo there with their socks on. I love it. Yeah, kind of entertaining, right? Something you don't get on NHK for sure. So leave feedback. Go ahead and leave a comment if you're interested. Do you like it when I do double features like this? Do 2 matches in a row? Or would you rather me hit the stop button and have the matches individualized? So if you're an Oda fan, you can go right to his match. I'm happy to hear from you, the people that watch the channel, because, you know, I do it for you guys. So feel free to leave feedback if you feel strongly one way or the other. I know most of you probably don't care. But there you go. I am going to stop it and start it for the next man, Asanoyama. So come on back for that match.